Listen, I've had the mayor waiting patiently. I want to grab him quickly before. I guess I hate to say this, Mayor, but I had an astronaut on the line. It was hard for me to let him go. Good morning.
There's no problem with that. It was interesting listening to him.
So we want to talk about the manufacturing plant down there on is it Wurz Ave down over in that area?
It's Leland, and Wurz.
And it's on the canal. Looks like this has been tabled by the Common Council. Where is there another place to put this? Let's
digress a little bit. This is it is the most industrious part of our city.
Right.
If you look what's down there, it is an industrial part of our city. So I guess the bottom line is that what we have done with this administration is working with everyone, trying to make something positive happen out of this, not going against something or strong-arming it. So I think it's being tabled at this point. I've sat down with Mr. Rosselli, Mr. Rozier. The conversation was for an hour and a half at a site, so Mr. Rozier could take a look at it. I thought it was a very amicable conversation. Mr. Rosselli is willing to do everything and anything. He wants to be a part of the community. Mr. Rozier has been part of the community. And I think what this administration has done over the last 5 years is bringing people together, so it's a benefit to all. And, the politics sometimes of it is, there's always the money morning quarterbacks. Let's just take an example, Bill. The Bozzard sites, United Auto Supply, Landmark Building, HSBC, with former HSBC, the Dickie Frank Building, A&P Master Images, ConMed Building, back on rolls, All Delicious, the Catholic Bookstore, Clark's Building, which was Harza. Then we could talk about Bassett downtown and how we've worked with Hotel Utica, Doyle Hardware, and Bass Pro Shop. So I think this administration over the last 5 years has remarkably brought in national, regional, and local people, and we've done that by working with it, not digging in and say it's our way or the highway, and that's what you get sometimes with some other people. That's not what we're doing. It's a very important time of our city. It's jobs, it's sales tax, and it's property taxes. And we cannot survive unless we have economic development in our city to sustain our budget.
Are you set on this? I mean, it is right on the Mohawk River. Are you set on this location, or could you look at something else, like maybe Broad Street or somewhere else?
Let's be quite honest.
Yeah,
there is no other sites that would be applicable to what they're trying to look at.
Okay.
As I said, this was Matt Petroleum. This is right next door to the Centro. Across the street was a landfill. You got DPW. You've got the recycling. You got the water pollution down the road. It's an industrial area. Now, what we have to do is, because of Rozier has purchased that property, which is a nice piece of property, how do we kind of blend these two together so it'll give them the opportunity to grow and still be able to have jobs and creations where there will be no impact?
Well, if people we're talking about a manufacturing plant that doesn't have to dig in, it's because there's toxins over there, and it's a manufacturing plant that would manufacture concrete and asphalt. A lot of people worried about the fact that it could mean dust, it could mean a stench coming from the asphalt, and they feel that maybe it could pollute the Mohawk River.
Well, don't you feel at this point that the DEC would certainly be aware of that and that it's been regulated? Rosselli this is not their first time out. They've been in business for 100 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think they know the environmental aspects of it. And that's the key, that if we have this, a month, and let them articulate what they're going to do. The meeting that we had, Rosselli was willing to put up 50-foot trees over there to berm it if at the dust. Now, in Rome, it's right on a commercial thoroughfare, where right next door to was Taco Bell, across the street was Dippin' Donuts, alongside of it was Salvation Army, and we're not going to even be close to that type of a commercial application over there. So I guess what I'm looking for is, how do we bring both of them together so the unknowns are known and we can coexist, and then we can reap the benefits that both of them are trying to achieve?
So you're asking for people to be patient, let this process play out, and you feel it's going to work out in the end.
Well, I think at this point, the bill, we can't turn businesses away that are willing to invest millions of dollars and create 30 to 35 jobs, sales tax, property tax. if we don't exhaust every avenue to see if they can coexist.
Right.
Where are they in some other areas? This is an industrial part of our city. There's no other part of the city. Along the Oriskany Boulevard, I don't think that would be the best place for what I feel is a high volume of traffic for potential redevelopment of retail in that area, which is conducive to it. There's got to be an overall plan. I think we have the overall plan. We follow the footsteps of the master plan the best of our ability, and I think as we develop the harbor, as we're developing the Bag Square area and our downtown, this is coexisting. But in order to supply the necessities of quality of life, of police, fire, and all the amenities that go along with it, we have to sustain and we have to grow our economy. And I'm hoping between sitting with Ken and with Rich, we can coexist, and this could be something that will be beneficial for the entire city as we continue to grow.
All right, Mayor. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, Bill. Thank you so much.